You know, when you think muscle car, your mind probably jumps right to Detroit. You think of a big V8 stuffed into a two-door coupe. You think of drag strips, stoplight heroes, and the smell of burning rubber on a Friday night. It's a purely American invention, right? Well, sort of. Across the pond, the Europeans were also building some serious performance machines. They just had a different way of going about it. While we were focused on straight-line speed, making the biggest noise possible for the least amount of money, they were thinking about winding roads, autobahns, and a certain level of, shall we say, sophistication. It's like comparing a sledgehammer to a surgeon's scalpel. Both can get a job done, but the approach is worlds apart. The American philosophy was simple and beautiful. Take a regular family car, make it lighter, and then drop in the biggest, most powerful engine you could find. It was all about accessibility. A young person with a decent job could walk into a dealership and drive out with a monster. Over in Europe, the idea of a muscle car was a bit more refined, a bit more grand touring. Both are powerful, both are beautiful, but they come from two completely different worlds. The American muscle car story really kicks off in the 1960s. You could argue it started earlier, but the golden age began when Pontiac famously dropped a big 389 cubic inch V8 from its full-size Catalina into the mid-size Tempest, creating the GTO. That was the magic formula. It set off an arms race among the big three: Ford Mustang, Chevrolet Camaro, Dodge Plymouth Chargers, Challengers Roadrunners. More cubic inches, more horsepower, more street dominance. It was an era of glorious excess, fueled by cheap gas and youthful rebellion. The European story is less of a single boom and more of a slow, steady burn. They've been putting big engines in cars for a long time. Look at the British automaker Jensen. Back in 1966 they launched the Interceptor, a beautiful Italian-designed Grand Tourer with a massive Chrysler V8 engine under the hood. It was a perfect blend of European style and American muscle. A fascinating fact about the American muscle car era is how specific the marketing was. They weren't just selling cars, they were selling a lifestyle. When these cars were new, the price difference was a huge part of the story. In the late 1960s, you could get a brand new Plymouth Roadrunner for under $3,000. Think about that. For the price of a basic family car, you got a stripped-down beast with a massive 383 V8 engine ready to rule the streets, a Ford Mustang, a Chevy Camaro. This accessibility was the whole point. American muscle was a democratic ideal. Fast forward to today and those same cars can be worth a fortune. A rare, numbers-matching Hemi Cuda can easily fetch over $1 million at auction. Even a standard GTO or Mustang in good condition will set you back $50,000 or more. On the European side, the prices started high and in many cases have stayed high. A new Jensen Interceptor in the early 1970s cost nearly twice as much as a top-of-the-line American muscle car. You were paying for that Italian styling, the leather interior, and the more sophisticated chassis engineering. It was a luxury item from day one. Today, a pristine Jensen Interceptor might cost you anywhere from $70,000 to over $150,000. You can walk into a Dodge dealership today, in 2025, and buy a Challenger RT with a Hemi V8 for around $45,000. That is an incredible amount of performance for the money, continuing that classic American value proposition. A new Mercedes-AMG C63, which has a powerful engine and a muscle car spirit, starts at well over $85,000. The price gap between the continents is just as real today as it was 50 years ago. In the United States, the muscle car is pure Americana. It's woven into our cultural fabric like baseball apple pie. People here see a classic Charger, classic Mustang, and they feel a sense of nostalgia and national pride. It represents a time of optimism, industrial might, rebellious spirit. Even non-car people recognize these shapes and sounds. The rumble of a big block V8 is an instantly familiar soundtrack. For American enthusiasts, these cars are approachable and relatable. They're meant to be driven, modified, enjoyed, not just polished and stored away. The community is huge and welcoming. Travel over to Europe, and the perception changes. For many Europeans, classic American muscle is an exotic novelty. They see it as a symbol of American excess. Big, loud, poorly suited to narrow, winding roads and expensive gasoline. They admire the style and raw power, but from a distance. Often a fun weekend toy or a showpiece rather than a serious performance car. They prefer their own nimble performance cars, efficient daily drivers. Europeans have a different kind of respect for their own muscle. Mercedes 300 Cell 6.3, BMW E9 Batmobile evoke awe for engineering and racing pedigree. These cars were a pinnacle of their time, seen as driver's cars for high-speed touring and for conquering tracks like the Nürburgring. Each continent looks at the other's cars with curiosity, respect, and playful misunderstanding. So, which muscle car reigns supreme? The truth is, it's the wrong question. It's like asking if a rock concert is better than a classical symphony. They're both forms of music, but they're trying to achieve completely different things. The American muscle car is all about feeling. It's the visceral kick in the back when you floor the accelerator, the thunderous roar from the exhaust that echoes off buildings, and the simple mechanical connection between you, the engine, and the road. It's an emotional, passionate, and beautifully uncomplicated experience. It's about having fun and not taking yourself too seriously. The European approach offers a different kind of satisfaction. It's the feeling of absolute control and stability as you sweep through a corner at high speed. It's the quiet confidence of a machine that's been engineered to within an inch of its life, where every component works in perfect harmony. The power is there, immense and ready, but it's delivered with precision and refinement. It's a more intellectual pleasure. Ultimately, the car you prefer says a lot about what you value in a performance machine. If your idea of a perfect drive is a straight, open road, the smell of tire smoke, and a soundtrack that can shake windows, then nothing beats an American muscle car. It delivers more smiles per gallon than almost anything else on the planet. But if your heart lies with twisting back roads, high-speed autobahns, and the thrill of a perfectly executed apex, then the European muscle car is your champion. It's for the driver who appreciates the finer points of chassis balance, steering feedback, and technological sophistication. There's no single winner here, only two fantastic philosophies, and honestly, we're lucky to have both. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please like and share the video to help others discover it.